In Eastern cultures, a lineage is extremely important. It doesn't matter if you are a spiritual adept studying with a yogi, that yogi will typically in an Eastern culture have a lineage. Or if you're studying with a meditation master, or you're studying within one of the martial arts, oftentimes these people, as their credentials, will share who their lineage is and what their lineage consists of. So remembering that Reiki comes from Japan helps us to understand here in the West why a lineage is so important. So, is our lineage important? Well, it's a confusing question and it's a confusing answer. In some ways, yes, our lineage is very important, and in other ways, it isn't. First off, let's talk about why it is important. If you remember, it was shared with you that our lineage includes Virginia Samdal. Virginia Samdal, again, was a very gifted clairvoyant. Because of that, the frequency of our lineage brings forward individuals who take these courses through her lineage. It brings forward these individuals who are typically clairvoyant. As Stephanie and I and others through the Center for Enlightenment Cities go out and teach, we find that the vast majority of people who come to us to learn and be attuned to Reiki are already highly clairvoyant, whether they realize it or not. They have these gifts and oftentimes are manifesting them, even if they don't realize that they are. Sometimes it has to be pointed out to them because it's such a part of who they are and how they operate on a regular basis. Another reason why your lineage is important is because it gives you a base or a foundation of individuals to draw power from on many, many more than, much more than regular occasion. I've been called up or I've been sent an email from one of my students telling me that they were working on a particular person out of the corner of their eye. They saw me standing there. Our lineage, because we are all spiritually connected through a lineage, and because even without a lineage we're all spiritually connected, we have that link directly to the power of our lineage, all the way back to Dr. Usui. Again, remember this attunement that you're going to receive is going to be passed down all the way from Dr. Usui to eventually you. And so you have a power and a connection to each person within your lineage. And that's something to be really excited about and grateful for. Another thing that's fun about our lineage is because Virginia Samdal was taught an interesting way to use her clairvoyant abilities with Reiki. Within our lineage, we teach how to channel Reiki. There were only two others who were taught this technique from Mrs. Takada, but Virginia Samdal was one of them, and we use it in a very unique way, and you'll actually learn that technique in a later Reiki course. That's not something that we teach right in the beginning during first degree Reiki. And then the final important piece for lineage is, I compare it to the telephone game, where you sit in a circle or you sit in a line and one person has a message and it gets whispered to the next person, and that person whispers it on to the next person, and it goes all the way down until you finally get to the last individual and you look and compare to see if the message from the first person and the message from the last person are indeed identical. Oftentimes they're not. Over time, and not in all lineages, but certainly in some lineages, attunements have been changed, symbols have been left in or left out, and things just morph over time. And so within our lineage, we're blessed, we're fortunate because we have such a brief lineage. I was surprised when I first got involved in Reiki how many other people didn't know their lineage, and when I would press them to give me more information about their lineage, I would typically find out that their lineage consisted of 20 people between them and Dr. Usui. Here you have just a few individuals between yourself and the founder, or at times considered the revelator of Reiki. So what makes lineage maybe unimportant is, regardless of what lineage you're from, if you've really been attuned to Reiki, then Reiki is Reiki, and Reiki will flow through whomever has been attuned to that frequency. So For me, it's not so much about the lineage, though we have a lot of beautiful things about our lineage. It's more about, does this practitioner or does this teacher or does this Reiki master have the ability to actually channel the Reiki healing frequency? Do they get results? Are they able to lead the person that they're working with on a healing path? And if they are, then that satisfies all my questions.